Göbekli Tepe. The first temple of humanity high in the dusty hills of southeastern Turkey lies a site that has forced archaeologists to completely rewrite the story of human civilization. Göbekli Tepe, often called the world's first temple, is estimated to be over 11,000 years old, thousands of years older than Stonehenge or the Great Pyramid of Giza. Discovered in the 1990s, this ancient sanctuary consists of massive stone pillars arranged in circles, some weighing up to 20 tons. Each pillar is decorated with intricate carvings of animals, foxes, lions, scorpions, snakes, and strange abstract symbols. What shocks experts is not just the age of Göbekli Tepe, but what it implies about the people who built it. At the time, humanity was still supposed to be living as simple hunter-gatherers. According to traditional archaeology, agriculture and settled life had not yet been fully developed. Yet here, thousands of years earlier than expected, were monumental structures requiring advanced planning, organization, and labor. So, what lies beneath Göbekli Tepe? Excavations reveal that much of the site remains buried. Only a fraction of its stone enclosures have been uncovered, suggesting that dozens more remain hidden underground. Beneath the soil could be even larger circles of pillars, chambers, or perhaps evidence of early rituals that gave rise to religion itself. Some researchers believe Göbekli Tepe was deliberately buried by its builders around 8000 BCE. The reason remains a mystery. Was it sealed to protect sacred knowledge? Was it abandoned after serving its purpose as a spiritual center? Or was it hidden to prevent outsiders from uncovering something humanity was not meant to see? Legends and alternative theories abound. Some suggest Göbekli Tepe was built not by primitive hunter-gatherers, but by survivors of a lost civilization, perhaps the remnants of Atlantis or another advanced society erased by the last ice age. Others even claim its astronomical alignments suggest knowledge of the stars far beyond what ancient humans were supposed to possess. What lies beneath Göbekli Tepe may hold the key to one of humanity's greatest mysteries. How did civilization begin? Was it a slow process of farming and village life, or did monumental religion and sacred temples come first, pulling humanity into organized society? Göbekli Tepe does not just challenge history, it threatens to rewrite it completely. The Hypogeum of Malta, a subterranean mystery. On the small Mediterranean island of Malta lies one of the strangest and most mysterious ancient sites in the world, the Hal-Saflieni Hypogeum. Unlike Göbekli Tepe, which rises proudly above ground, the Hypogeum hides its secrets deep below the earth. Discovered by accident in 1902 during construction work, the Hypogeum is an underground temple and necropolis estimated to be more than 5,000 years old. This labyrinth of rock-cut chambers stretches down 3 levels, carved with incredible precision using only primitive tools. Archaeologists believe it was originally used as a sanctuary and later as a burial site, with the remains of over 7,000 individuals found inside. The first striking thing about the Hypogeum is its architecture. The chambers are not random caves but carefully designed spaces that mirror above-ground temples. Rounded walls, polished surfaces, and intricate red ochre spiral paintings suggest this was a sacred site of enormous importance. Some chambers even have acoustic properties so unique that a single spoken word can echo throughout the entire structure. But the deeper you go, the stranger it becomes. On the lowest level, in areas with no natural light, archaeologists discovered rooms so perfectly shaped that some believe advanced knowledge of geometry was required. The most famous is the oracle room, where sounds resonate at a frequency that can physically affect the human body. Many believe rituals involving sound and vibration once took place here, altering states of consciousness for those inside. And then there are the legends. Stories claim that strange, elongated skulls were discovered in the Hypogeum, belonging to beings unlike normal humans. While some dismiss this as myth or exaggeration, records exist of unusual skeletal remains that mysteriously disappeared after being sent to museums. Was this an ancient burial ground for a forgotten race? Or perhaps the stories of giants and strange beings, so common in global myths, have roots in places like Malta? What lies beneath the Hypogeum remains largely unknown. Many of its passageways are still unexplored, sealed off due to concerns about preservation and safety. Some researchers suspect hidden chambers could still be waiting to be found, holding artifacts or knowledge that might change our understanding of prehistoric religion and society. Even more mysterious is the connection between the Hypogeum and other ancient sites on Malta. Temples such as Hypogeum and Malta, built with massive stone blocks, seem to share a cultural and possibly religious link with this underground sanctuary. Together, they form part of a prehistoric world that was far more advanced than we usually imagine for that era. When you stand in the darkness of the Hypogeum, surrounded by carvings, spirals, and echoes that play tricks on your mind, it is easy to believe this was not just a burial site, but a gateway to another realm. Was it a temple of initiation, a place to communicate with spirits or gods? Or perhaps something even stranger, a site designed to harness the hidden powers of sound and the earth itself? The Hypogeum leaves us with more questions than answers. And just like Göbekli Tepe, it whispers of a time when our ancestors knew secrets we have long forgotten. The temples of Malta and the forgotten builders scattered across the sun-baked landscape of Malta are some of the oldest freestanding stone structures in the world. Temples that predate the pyramids of Egypt by more than 1,000 years. Known as the megalithic temples of Malta, these mysterious complexes include Hypogeum, Malta, Gantija, and Tarxian, each a masterpiece of prehistoric engineering. Dating back nearly 6,000 years, these temples were constructed with massive limestone blocks, some weighing up to 50 tons. The sheer effort required to quarry, transport, and position these stones without the wheel or metal tools remains baffling. How did a small island community accomplish such feats of architecture at a time when much of humanity was still living in simple villages? The design of the temples is equally mysterious. Many are arranged in a cloverleaf pattern, with curved apses connected by a central passageway. Their entrances are aligned with celestial events, such as the solstices and equinoxes, suggesting that astronomy played a crucial role in their construction. At Malta, for example, the rising sun on the equinox illuminates the inner doorway with perfect precision, a phenomenon that still awes visitors today. Inside these temples, archaeologists discovered altars, carved statues, and strange figurines often referred to as the Fat Ladies or Mother Goddess figures. These suggest that fertility rituals and goddess worship may have been central to the religion practiced here. Yet, the exact beliefs of these ancient builders remain unknown. Without written records, we are left only with the stones themselves, whispering of rituals long lost to time. The temples are also linked with intriguing legends. The Gantija temples on the nearby island of Gozo are said to have been built by giants in a single night. The name itself, Gantija, translates to Giant's Tower, a nod to myths that superhuman beings once roamed Malta. Could these myths hint at the elongated skulls and unusual skeletons allegedly found in the Hypogeum? Adding to the mystery is the sudden disappearance of the temple builders. Around 2500 BCE, the culture that constructed these incredible monuments seems to have vanished without explanation. No signs of invasion, no evidence of widespread disease, just silence. The people who once carved temples aligned with the stars simply disappeared from the archaeological record. So, what lies beneath these Maltese temples? Some researchers believe that underground chambers and tunnels may still connect them, hidden beneath layers of earth and time. Others suggest that buried beneath these ancient stones may be records, artifacts, or even evidence of forgotten technology that allowed prehistoric people to build with such precision. To this day, Malta's temples remain an unsolved enigma. They are proof that humanity's ancestors were capable of incredible feats, guided by knowledge we still struggle to fully comprehend. Whether they were astronomers, master engineers, or custodians of spiritual wisdom now lost, the builders of Malta left behind a legacy that defies the limits of history as we know it. The temples of ancient Mesopotamia, ziggurats and forgotten foundations. If Malta's temples whisper of forgotten builders, the lands of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, shout of humanity's first great cities and monumental structures. In the fertile plains between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, people built temples so vast and imposing that they shaped both religion and architecture for millennia. These were the ziggurats, towering step pyramids that rose above the flat landscape like mountains built by human hands. The most famous of these was the ziggurat of Ur, constructed around 2100 BCE by King Ur-Nammu. Though much of it has eroded over the centuries, its remains still stand in modern-day Iraq, a powerful reminder of the ancient Sumerians' ambition. Built with mud bricks faced with fired bricks, the ziggurat once rose over 30 meters high, topped by a temple dedicated to the moon god Nana. What lies beneath these ziggurats, however, is as fascinating as the structures themselves. Excavations have revealed networks of chambers, foundations built with astonishing strength, and layers of older structures buried under newer ones. In some cases, entire earlier temples appear to have been deliberately entombed beneath later constructions. Why would ancient builders preserve and cover their sacred sites rather than dismantle them? Was this an act of reverence, or a way to hide something? The ziggurats were not merely religious centers, they were also cosmic symbols. Rising in steps toward the sky, they represented a link between earth and heaven. Some scholars believe their design mirrored the mountains from which Mesopotamian myths claimed the gods descended. Others argue the structures had astronomical significance, with their corners aligned to the cardinal directions and possibly even to celestial movements. But mysteries remain. The famous Tower of Babel, described in the Bible, is thought by many to have been inspired by a Mesopotamian ziggurat. Could such a structure have once reached heights that rival even modern skyscrapers? While archaeological evidence of the exact tower remains elusive, the story suggests that ancient people believed these temples were capable of bridging the gap between humans and gods. Another intriguing mystery lies in the Sumerians themselves. They were among the first to develop writing, astronomy, mathematics, and complex religion. Some ancient texts even describe the gods physically descending to these temples. Were the ziggurats simply places of worship, or did they serve a more profound purpose as gateways between worlds, real or imagined? Modern excavations are far from complete. Many ancient Mesopotamian cities remain buried beneath sand and silt, their ziggurats hidden beneath the layers of time. What lies beneath them could include forgotten libraries of clay tablets, lost treasures, or even evidence of technologies and rituals that shaped the dawn of civilization. The ziggurats remind us that the earliest urban societies were not just practical builders, but visionaries, creating monumental structures meant to connect humanity with the divine. Yet beneath those bricks may still lie untold stories waiting for archaeologists to uncover, stories that could reveal how humans first sought to touch the heavens. The temples of Egypt and the hidden chambers beneath. When most people think of ancient temples, their minds go straight to Egypt, a land of colossal monuments, mysterious hieroglyphs, and sacred structures aligned with the stars. The temples and pyramids of Egypt have fascinated explorers for centuries, but what lies beneath them may be even more intriguing than what towers above the sands. One of the most iconic temples is the Temple of Karnak, a sprawling complex near Luxor dedicated to the god Amun. Covering over 200 acres, it contains massive pylons, obelisks, and halls supported by rows of colossal columns. Beneath its foundations, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of even older temples that were built and rebuilt over thousands of years. Each layer represents not just a new dynasty, but a conscious act of preserving and covering the sacred ground beneath. What secrets might still be buried under Karnak's massive stones? The same mystery extends to the Great Pyramid of Giza, arguably the most famous monument in the world. While technically a tomb rather than a temple, it was a sacred structure of unparalleled importance. For centuries, explorers have searched for hidden chambers beneath the pyramid. Modern scanning technology has revealed large voids within its structure, but their purpose remains unknown. Could these be undiscovered burial chambers, secret archives, or symbolic spaces meant to represent the underworld? Even more mysterious is the Sphinx, that timeless guardian of the Giza Plateau. Legends tell of hidden tunnels and chambers beneath its paws. In the 1990s, seismic studies revealed anomalies beneath the Sphinx that could indicate cavities or halls. But access has been limited, and official excavations remain tightly controlled. What lies beneath the Sphinx may be one of the greatest archaeological secrets of all time. Egyptian temples were more than stone, they were symbolic maps of the cosmos. Alignments with stars like Sirius and Orion's belt suggest that the builders saw the earth as a mirror of the heavens. Some researchers believe that what lies beneath these temples could be even more profound. Libraries of lost knowledge. Ancient texts, like the fabled Hall of Records, are said to have been hidden somewhere beneath the sands of Egypt, perhaps under the Great Pyramid or the Sphinx. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious about such claims, the possibility continues to fuel both scholarly and popular imagination. If such a library exists, it could contain records of forgotten civilizations, advanced knowledge of astronomy and mathematics, or even accounts of humanity's earliest beginnings. What makes Egypt especially fascinating is that, despite centuries of study, so much remains unexplored. Beneath the shifting sands lie countless ruins, temples and tombs, still waiting to be discovered. Every excavation brings new surprises. Artifacts, texts, and structures that challenge our assumptions about the past. As we look at these monumental temples, both above and below ground, one thing becomes clear. The ancients built not just for their time, but for eternity. They constructed temples to withstand the ages, and beneath them, they may have hidden truths meant to outlast even their civilizations. So what lies beneath the world's oldest temples? Whether in Turkey, Malta, Mesopotamia, or Egypt, the answer is the same. Mysteries waiting to be unearthed, secrets capable of rewriting history, and perhaps the key to understanding who we are and where we came from.